Welcome back to Zemer of the Week, Zhao. I'm John Hornstein here with my co-host, David Rosenwine. David, how you feeling right now, man?
I'm feeling like, you know, I'm struggling, John. I had a very poor experience this evening with American Airlines,
Oh, God. You know,
but I'm feeling a little bit better now that we're back. We're recording. One could say I'm beginning to feel zoutastic, if you
oh,
will.
gosh.
I thought
Well,
you would like that one.
I'm glad that you. I've not heard this word yet for the listenership, so I'm glad that uh, I'm glad that Zhao is finding its new ways into the Merriam-Webster's for the listenership. Um,
Listen, last year selfie was the new word of the year. Let's make zoutastic 2016.
I'm almost positive that selfie was created a long time ago, so you should probably stop dating yourself on the podcast live on air.
Oh boy. All right, no retakes. We should probably get a move on here.
Well, that is true because we have got a lot to talk about with a very, very esteemed guest,
We have a guest
Harad.
this week?
Rabbi Benjamin Fried
Not
is joining us today.
not Rabbi, but I must say I'm privileged to be in such fantastic company here with you
Oh,
guys.
goodness,
Oh,
man, don't
Ben,
get on my bad side.
you are welcome on the podcast anytime you want.
Wow. Benjamin, it is such a pleasure to have you here joining us from Ann Arbor, Michigan.
Go
Ben,
Blue.
It's
we
great to be here.
we
Go
heard
Blue.
you had quite the event at your casa this weekend, did you not?
Oh, it was a shindig to remember. The hoedown at the homestead, second annual, as a matter
Oh
of
my
fact.
Lord.
Wow, didn't know
We
that we
had
were doing
we had
recurring events here.
the finest high school jazz trio in Ann Arbor played. It was a splendid affair. There were bathrobes. There were people dressed as various Disney characters. Really, just a solid
Now, Ben,
solid
I'm
time
I'm
all
gonna have
around.
to cut you off here because you said the word bathrobes.
Yes,
John and I have been known to wear bathrobes.
yes.
John, you remember that?
David, I feel like
We
this is akin to like saying, I'm gonna have to cut you off, Ben. You know, I have listened to jazz before.
Well, I was gonna recall the time when we went to the bars in the bathrobes.
That's
It's a
true.
it's a
That's
great article of clothing. It can be used on pretty much any occasion. There's no wrong time to wear a bathrobe.
Sure.
David. Would you say that we are the Hugh Hefners of Zemer?
Sure, I've never heard that one before, John, but yeah, I like that a lot.
I
What's interesting, we could finish our Zemer podcast and then open up a fashionista podcast.
See. I think the real thing here is Hugh Hefner considers himself the Zhao of magazines.
Oh, I like that. It's like the Michigan Harvard of the Midwest or Harvard of the
No,
East.
that's true. That's true. That's true. Let's
Well,
uh, let's maybe jump into some more relevant content here.
that's probably true. We'll save the fashionista podcast for maybe a future week.
It's
Um,
probably wise.
right.
Fashion Week.
All right. Well, Ben, we talked a little bit beforehand, and just for the listenership, that was not prep. This was just coming out of normal banter. Don't worry, we never prep.
Yeah, I,
Um,
I,
Chas
I can
v'shalom.
I can tell you I haven't been looped in.
that's right. But we did catch wind of a really awesome song that's sort of a classic that Ben wanted to teach us today, which is around the theme of just sort of coming together. So Ben, you want to tell us what you had in mind to sing today?
Yeah, I've had this idea of coming together on my mind over the past few weeks. We just last week celebrated the Yortzeit, or observed the Yortzeit of Yitzhak Rabin. It's been a really difficult time in Israel and in the broader Middle East and in the broader world over the past few weeks. A lot of strife, a lot of violence, and I wanted to teach a song that maybe is not a traditional Zemer, but one that really encapsulates this idea of coming together, of peace, of shalom, of salam. It was originally recorded by an Israeli band called Sheva, which means seven, and the song is called Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. That peace will come to us. That peace will eventually come to us, but with the hope being that it will come sooner rather than later.
Yep.
That's an
And
awesome theme, Ben. Really nice.
awesome theme. Where is this song traditionally sung? So you said it's not a Zemer per se, right? So it might be sung at the Shabbos table, but then again, it might not. Where's sort of the popular place for Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu to be sung?
That's a great. I mean, there's really no wrong time to sing it. It could be sung around the Shabbat table. I was just at a Kabbalat Shabbat service at Romamu in New York City a few weeks ago. A beautiful Jewish renewal congregation on the Upper
What
West
is it,
Side.
1/10?
What?
1/10?
Yeah, 1/10 in Amsterdam, and they sing this song at the end of their Friday night services, at the end of their Kabbalat Shabbat services. A lot of summer camps, Jewish summer camps, will sing this song. It's performed a lot by bands in Israel. Any number of popular Israeli musicians have covered this song because it's really just a very, very simple song that expresses the wish that peace will come. And I think that at the bottom of people's hearts, that's really such a big wish and such a big want for everyone, for people in the Middle East and Israel and in the broader world.
That's awesome. And
Love it.
if the listenership sort of agrees with me, that was quite the melting pot. Services, Shabbat table, summer camp, concerts. The bottom line is you're going to want to listen further to Ben teaching this song because you will basically be prepped for every situation that you may encounter if you know it. So I think that we're giving the listenership a lot to listen for here.
Like a bathrobe, this song is appropriate on any occasion.
Oh baby.
Nice work. Let's hear it.
All right. Do I sing solo or do you guys sing with me? I'm. You want me to
I
just?
love the fact that we prep.
I wanna make sure I'm doing this right here.
So Benjamin, we can do this any way that you want. What I would
Okay.
recommend is, on the audio waves, it works best if one person sings at a time.
All right.
So why don't you teach it to us? And if you want either Dave or I to repeat, I have a horrible voice, so probably Dave is the best candidate. But one of us can kind of step in and learn along with you.
All right. So I'll just the words are fairly easy. As I said before, it's Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu. Peace will come to us. Ve'al kulam, and to everyone. And then the chorus, which you'll hear right after, that's kind of a verse and a chorus. There aren't multiple verses, but then the kind of second stanza is salam, which is peace in Arabic. Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam, for us and for the whole world. So here it goes. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. And again. Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu ve'al kulam. Salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu ve'al kol ha'olam. Salam, salam. And that's the song. Repeat after. They just repeat, repeat, repeat.
Wow.
That's a nice one.
Thank you.
So I am personally jacked up because that is, it just brings back old memories from camp and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. How many times is appropriate to sing Od Yavo Shalom Aleinu, or is there an appropriate
man.
number of times?
I mean, at least twice or three times. You never just sing it once. Singing it once is like kind of teasing a little bit and then not really coming through with it.
So it's like a once you pop the fun don't stop type of situation.
Exactly. And what's great about it is you can speed it up, you can slow it down. It can give it different feels as you continue to do it. Usually the last time you do it is a fairly slow one to kind of like you build it up, you kind of work up into a frenzy with it, and then the last one you kind of slow it down. You give a slower kind of like we're closing it out.
So I envision this kind of like people singing it, and then you have the flashlights kind of waving in the air slowly with the sway.
Yeah, definitely. It can be very chill. It can be that. It can also speed up. You can have people, dancing around in circles with their arms around each other, singing it. People love bringing drums into it, djembes or any sort of like bigger drum.
Djembe.
What?
The heck's a djembe?
It's a kind of like one of the. I think that's what it's called. The larger kind of African drums.
Huh.
You'll have to excuse David. He doesn't go to very many concerts. If that wasn't entirely clear from previous versions of this podcast.
But yeah, it's like kind of like the big African. You see like people in drum circles have them a lot.
I'm familiar with the Michigan drum circle.
Okay, no, not the drum line, the drum circle. Totally different concepts.
Whoopsies! It's always funny when you make a really honest mistake and you're not even trying.
Right. No, it was a very. I hear what you're saying. Different. The drum circles do not play Temptation or the Hawaiian War Chant.
No, but on a more serious note, Ben, I think that it really is a nice message, and the song I think is really appropriate given the time frame that we're in right now. So yeah, thanks a lot for sharing that.
Yeah,
nice
of course.
Really
Guys,
nice
for the listeners, sing this one at your Shabbos table this week. All right, it's an easy one. You learn one round. You go 2 or 3 times. A lot of ruach, a lot of spirit. We want to hear your story. Sing it at your Shabbos table this week.
And speaking of story, let us know how it goes. Tell us who was there. Tell us how the song went. Tell us how you taught it. We want to hear about it. Let's go. Let's go, everyone. Let's go.
That's what we like to call David's "Let's Go" mode. Now, Ben, I want to save time for at least a brief introduction for our listenership to something that I think is really, really cool that you're doing, and that is the Better Know a Parsha series. Do you want to tell everyone a little bit about that? Because I'm super excited about what you're doing each and every week.
Yeah, thanks so much. So I started doing it this year. It's started with Simchas Torah, so with Bereshit, Better Know a Parsha. So every week, it's kind of a very simple targum, like simply just kind of what happens in this parsha, but with everything in it. It's not going to be only the stories you hear in Sunday school. It's going to keep in the weird things that happen, the maybe questionable choices that some of the main characters make. That Abraham attempting to pass Sarah off as his sister, and then Pharaoh tries to sleep with her. You don't hear about that in Sunday school, but that's going to be in Better Know a Parsha, and it's interspersed with all of the best GIFs that I can find on the internet. So it reads kind of like a BuzzFeed article, but with a little bit more tachlis, a little bit more real information in there. And you can find them all at themorejuknow.com. Very easy to remember. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. The goal is this year to just hit every parsha and really kind of get that base level of kind of telling the story of what happened. And then in future years to build out and kind of to talk about different midrash or different, which are like stories that come out of the parsha and different themes and values that we can learn from the Torah, because really it's this amazing book that we get the opportunity to read every year, and every year you can find something different in it. So I think it's something that's going to be going for a while to come.
Great plug. Love it. Everyone check it out. Get pumped. Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
John.
Yep. Yes, Dave.
We had a trivia question last week, I believe, sir.
We did. So the trivia question from last week was a baseball one. Dave and I are both big baseball fans. And the question was, which Jewish baseball player hit 4 home runs in one game? So that was the question. The answer
Whoops.
Not sure why that was funny.
It
Baseball is
was
not
it was already made clear I didn't know the difference between my drums, guys. So that's expected.
baseball is not a joking matter to me, but David thinks differently. Um, the answer to that question, we had two. I believe we had two answers to the question this week. If I can stay focused amidst David's distractions, right? It was I know for sure Zach B answered in, and I believe Seth
Shikoya,
A as
Shikoya.
well. David, right?
2 weeks in a row for both of them. Great job, guys.
Very impressed. And they both came in with the right answer, who is Sean Green. He did it with the Los Angeles Dodgers.
However, John, we have some bad news for our big trivia aficionados. Don't
That's a
worry.
good point, or good news, depending on who you're asking. We have decided, David and I met with our technology director, Jeffrey Ong,
Who's also our producer.
who's also our producer. He holds a lot of roles given David and I's deficiencies in technology and organization and other things.
And yeah, and basically everything.
Yeah, exactly. And we started to have a little bit of discussion about, as crazy as this sounds, taking Zao a little bit more seriously and how we can bring it to the next level for y'all. Sorry for that.
That was my reaction to taking it more seriously.
Yeah, well, the Google effects really help with that.
We're gonna have to work on the incongruous sound effects.
Yeah. So we are going to be suspending the trivia segment for now. Don't worry, it's going to come back at some point. It's going to take on some sort of a different feel, and it's probably going to relate to a Jewish machloket or an argument. And so, if you have thoughts about that, if you have ideas, we'd love to hear them. Send them to our Zao inbox.
Because we sure don't have any.
Yeah, exactly. But no trivia for the next few weeks. So sorry to everyone for that.
Yeah, but it's going down, but we're gonna stir up some controversy and bring some really good stuff back. We have some great stuff coming in the works. So stay tuned, keep listening, trivia aficionados, and keep emailing us. Thanks for all your responses.
Absolutely. Well, Benjamin, we want to thank you so much again for joining us today. It's been a pleasure having you on.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Ben.
much for having me.
Absolutely.
Take
And
care.
yep. As always, we will get the no banter version if you really want to get in there and learn Odivo Shalom Aleinu. That'll be on our website at some point in the not too distant future. But until then, I think that's it. Dave, anything else?
No, just keep wearing your bathrobe, shake that hair, do your thing, and we'll see y'all next week. Thanks for listening.
Embrace your inner Hugh Hefner for the week. That's the motto.
That is not a good message to send on the Zao.
Good point. Embrace your Hugh Hefner of the Zao world.
Much better.
Have a good week, everyone.
Bye-bye.